another exciting episode of the Career Guidance and Counselling Show, CGC. This is the space where we bring you closer to the people making exceptional strides in their career field, sharing real insights, real journeys, and practical lessons you can actually use. Now, if you're a student, young professional, or just figuring out your next step, I must say you are in the right place. Now today we are diving into a fast evolving, highly dynamic space, one that no business organization can succeed without, and that is marketing. To guide us through this conversation is someone who doesn't only bring the years of experience, but the depth of it. Let's take a look at who we are speaking to. Today, we explore the world of creative marketing, where ideas meet strategy and business. Joining us is Maurice Moses, a creative marketing professional and senior accounts manager at Nilo Limited, with experience leading campaigns and activations across corporate, lifestyle, and creative industries. His work includes major brands such as Johnny Walker, Bailey's, Fidelity Bank, and Olam Agri, as well as collaborations within music and the arts. Today, he helps us break down what it really takes to build and sustain a career in this fast-paced and evolving field. Maurice Moses is the one we are speaking to today, brand strategist and creative marketer at Nilo Limited. Maurice, you're welcome to the CGC.
Thank you very much.
Now, for someone listening in today, a student, young professional, why should they listen to the conversation we're about to have today, looking at the depth of the industry, the weight this industry carries?
Okay. There is one thing I learned from my mentor, which is the fact that there are people who have made the mistakes, right? They've kind of tried out different templates to see what works for them. And depending on which field you want to enter, there are people who have already made the mistakes to help you know what to do when you're stuck. So I feel like segments like these or productions like these helps people to know what to do or where to turn to when they feel stuck. What were some of the solutions that other people were able to use when they get stuck in their course of field? So I believe this is one for those upcoming people who want to also enter this field or any other field should be looking out for.
Great, thank you for that. You've worked with brands like Johnny Walker, Bailey's, Fidelity Bank, all the big brands we can think about in the country. How does it feel, like the feeling of a young professional, young person? How does it feel for you?
Okay. I would say we always dreamed big, right?
Yeah.
We always had the big dreams. But then it feels really good to, sometimes see billboards of your clients out there.
Yeah.
Especially ones that you contributed to, or programs that you see on social media that are doing so well. People kind of ask, who was behind this? Who was the brain behind that? It feels really good. I wouldn't say we pictured being here today, but then we kind of we knew we wanted to work with some of these big brands. And one thing I would say is we definitely didn't think it would happen this soon. Because I won't put the year out there, but we're still in our early ages, right? So it just feels good knowing that we're doing this at such an early time, and yeah, we are feeling good about it. The future is bright, I think.
I mean, you're in a fast evolving space, a highly dynamic space. So it is no news that you'll be able to reach this place at this point in time. Now you're a senior accounts manager, right? With Nilo and the team lead. What does your day actually look like for you when you start out to say, I'm going to the office and I need to get things done?
Okay. So looking at our work, every day comes with its own sometimes chaos, sometimes amazingness to it. But then one thing that is always consistent, I think, throughout the weeks, the months, is you constantly looking for clients, because basically you're an accounts manager. Some of the things in your job description is to manage the clients that you already have, and then also be looking out for new ones. When you get a new client, you're looking at, okay, this is the problem that they're having, or this is what they are hoping to achieve. What is the solution that you have for them, basically? So you're leading teams through brainstorm sessions. Sometimes these sessions lead all the way into the evening, like 12 p.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m. You're on the team trying to just crack an idea or working on a deck. Aside that, sitting behind your computer doing the clickety clackety. There is also the money side of it. How much is going into this? All the maths we try to run away from to do arts and turn into communications is kind of on the way to catch us back in our field of work. With cracking budgets and also defending whatever you want to sell to the client, because at the end of the day, they are the ones paying the money. So if they are not agreeing to whatever you're giving to them, that was also another thing. So you're always finding yourself defending what you're putting out there. And then it comes to the field of work as well. Promise you, it's a lot of adrenaline rush that goes on when you're having a setup, and a lot of things are going on, vendors disturbing you, coming with their lateness and all that. But then sometimes too, you find the joy in some of these things, because at the end of the day, like I said, when everything pieces together, you get the joy of being part of the brains that went into it. So yes, it's a lot of things. It's days behind the computer, sleepless nights with the team, days just cranking up numbers, and then days where we don't even get to see the office at all. We are out of town, traveling or doing an execution somewhere. That's how it looks like. And there are times that it can get very quiet. Clients can decide, okay, I want to go on a break, and then things can get very quiet. You also get like a 2 days, 3 days. But then when you're back to it, it can get very intense. So it has its ups and downs. But then yeah, this is how it keeps going for me, I think.
Good. School us a bit on what creative marketing is.
Okay, creative marketing, right? I will start with marketing itself.
Okay.
So I like to call marketing a set of efforts, right? Now the profession in itself, I would use other professions just to see. For every profession, there is, first of all, the need for it. And then it comes to the profession itself, and then the practice. Like there is the need for people to receive treatment, because people are always getting sick, right? So it brings rise to nursing, or someone who's a doctor or something. And then the practice itself, as in nursing as a practice. So nursing as a profession is there, nursing as a practice is there. Now let's bring the same concept to marketing. Marketing is a set of efforts. Just like we have like a constitution, there is a set of laws that helps you to administer justice. Now there's a set of efforts, right? Because there are a lot of products and services out there these days. In fact, there is a product or a service for almost everything we do these days, even breathing. There is this product that helps people to breathe
better.
So breathe better. So right when you wake up, every single thing you do in your day has a product or a service attached to it. Even you're sleeping, even before you get up, your mattress, there are people who market mattresses and all that. So marketing has become a part of everything. Now, for every field or everything that is being sold, there are many competitors. The problem becomes when I am at the point of purchase, and that's what we marketers always consider. When I'm at the point of purchase, why should I consider you? Right? And that's where marketing comes in. Marketing comes in with a set of efforts. There is, you can do an advertisement, you can do ABC. The practice is what shows you that this is your best foot forward, depending on what you're in. Okay, so I'm a new company. I'm seeking to get reach. I'm seeking to get visibility. I want people to see me. There are a set of efforts that you can put out there. You can either do influencer, you can either do what's the best foot. So the practice is what shows you what to do. Now, the creative that has been added to it is kind of a way that we choose to go about it, right? We choose to say creative marketing because marketing needs to be done in a particular way. There's a saying that someone who works with his hands is a laborer. Someone who works with his hands and brain is a craftsman. Someone who works with his hands, brain, and heart is an artist. Right?
Interesting.
Now, it kind of shows you that when you put your heart into something, then you're able to give it your all, right?
Okay.
Now, the creativity comes from the brain and the heart. When I think a certain way about something, when something clicks at night and I get up to piece it down, that's my heart and my brain working together. Because for you to take work deep into your sleep, it means you really care about the work that you're doing. Yeah. So that's creative marketing. Someone putting their creativity into it, and creativity honestly cannot be taught. I just need to put that out there.
Okay.
Creativity cannot be taught. You need to be creative, but then it can be learned. That's the funny thing. Someone can be so close to you, see how you go about things, and just pick up small, and when you hear ideas flow out of the person's brains, it's different. And then creativity being attached to marketing kind of changes everything. You know your best foot forward to put out there. Fine, you need an advertisement. You need someone who is creative enough to give you that advert that people will watch and say, hey, because of this advert, I will buy A, B, C. Because trust me, Indomie used that tactic. There's a reason why Indomie is popular today, right? Because they did their groundwork well, and also you can take advantage, you can take a look at everything they've been putting out. Everything they've been putting out there is just appealing to the kids.
Yeah.
So the name is just out there.
Yeah.
So it all boils down to the creativity that you attach the set of efforts, which is the marketing. So that's how we get the creative marketing. That's how we choose to practice marketing here at Nilo.
That's interesting. Then it brings me to my question of the different types of marketing, which some was influencer marketing, the other types. Do you encompass all this in your work? How do you, work with these different strategies?
Yeah, it takes practicing a certain type to master it, right? But then where I work, Nilo, we do 360 marketing. So we do adverts, we can do all that you can mention. However, I would say that for every execution or for every project, there are bits and pieces that you can take from different fields to make it work, even though there is an overarching plan for it. For example, if I am, you mentioned some of the executions that I've done for some bank finance, some people in the finance industry, they come with an event. But if you look at the event that they want to do, it carries a PR initiative to it. It's more sustainability. Such a thing, if you think about it as just an event, managing stakeholders and all that, you might get it wrong. You need to still, because there are three things that I personally consider when I'm doing a project, right? One, for every effort or marketing initiative that you choose to go with, there's a statement you want to make. The second thing is that you want to deliver that particular project to the fullest capacity that you can. The third thing is you want to control the narrative around it, because guess what? At the end of the day, you're not the one who gets to say that this is the best in the country. It's the people who get to decide that this is the best event you've seen. This is the best thing you've seen, right? So you can boast about it all you want, but if the people do not confirm it, it's still a minus. So first thing is you want to make a statement. What's that very statement that you want to make? You want to be known as someone spearheading conversations when it comes to sustainability in banking. Okay, I've seen that. Now I know the scale at which we want to go with the particular project that I'm handling. I want to make this statement. You're spearheading conversations, right? Or you are just adding your voice to a particular conversation. Then the scale is different, right? If you want to own a platform, then okay, the conversation is you need to kind of do or make sure that your amplification or your voice is louder than everyone's own. So it kind of influences everything that we want to do. Now the experience itself too, or whatever project you're trying to do, has to be nailed to the best of experience in order for you to now come and say, this is the best, and people will actually support what you're saying. You get me? So these are some of the things, but then I was trying to say that, for example, that particular execution that I did, being a PR execution, there is also an event led to it.
Okay.
Right? There's the event itself is there, but then if you consider it just as an event, then you get it wrong. You need PR in there. Also, that on the side, there is also the fact that you want to make a statement. So then you need to find a way to gather all the conversations that comes from the event and also be able to report it very well or amplify it very well for people to hear. The content creating and all that falls in a way into content creating social media. So there are bits and pieces of these things in there. If you have the expertise to offer all these to clients, then you become like a one-stop shop.
Great.
But then, of course, every agency likes to let people know this is what I stand for. But then, I mean, we do 360.
Great. Now, you mentioned PR. In school, sometimes the PR students were separated. I think marketing, on the other hand, was treated as a supplementary course. But now you find some institutions like Unimark, IJ, combine the two. They have programs for PR and marketing together. I'm bringing this because of what you mentioned about the PR part of your work.
Yeah.
Why is it important? Why do we need to combine those two?
Because of the realization that your marketing efforts are actually judged by the people.
Okay.
What is PR? PR is managing communication with the people. So it now boils to the fact that for everything you're doing, you now need to control what people are saying about it. Right? There are people who forget the fact that everything you're putting out there, fine, you have your own, how do you call it, KPIs.
Yeah.
For every execution, you have your own KPIs, right? After you've been able to meet the KPIs, clients will be happy with you. Okay, you've been able to cross the pass mark. Now, because of one or two reasons, people are now condemning this effort. You don't just leave it there because you've done your part. Because guess what? People still judge every stakeholder involved for that execution, right? So you should be worried about what else is happening because of what you're doing. I'll give a classical example. I won't mention any name, there are some events that are happening and continue to happen every single year, right? And people go and they have issues like people driving anyhow on the road, some even leading to accidents. We see events where people exceed their limits and the place gets choked, people get hurt and all that. That's where PR comes in. Even though these are events, PR comes in to say, hey, we've been studying this for a while. The people are important. What can we do to ensure that next time we're doing this event, this doesn't happen? Or can this same event that should, anytime we do this event, people come driving anyhow, can we add bits of it to kind of educate people on driving properly? You understand?
Yeah.
So PR right now is also taking its stance when it comes to marketing, showing people that, okay, we are doing our execution, but how is it affecting the people and what are people saying? And controlling the conversations that are happening online, offline, about brands, about their actions is becoming very important. So you will notice these days, almost every office has its internal PR officer.
Yeah.
Just so if there is anything, how do you call it, risk, any crisis, they can quickly start handling it internally before they have to offshore it to another agency.
Great. Let's take a product you've worked on, Johnny Walker. Okay. And maybe you have to execute a marketing strategy for them, put their product out there. What does the process typically look like from the idea to the execution to getting it on the market?
Okay. The first thing we do, I would say, is trying to understand the brief that clients shares.
Okay.
And yeah, sometimes we get briefs, right? But then what the client is thinking and what they put on paper, sometimes it's not exactly all that, right? So we try to have a round table, understand what exactly we want to achieve with the project being handed to us. And then, because that then helps us to say, okay, then is this the best thing to go? I'll explain that. There are agencies that, of course, we want to make money. So if client brings us gigs, let's jump in, let's do this for them. We can actually do it for them. But then we pride ourselves in a concept that we have. We call ourselves the DARE company, right? Which is they're delivering actual results. So delivering actual results actually sits in the fact that we understand what exactly you want to achieve. So then it could be that whatever you want us to do might not be the right answer for it. And if you're able to have that conversation with us to say, hey, okay, after we did this assessment, we think this might not be okay, yes, we do this, but then this will not be able to stand alone. We need to add A to B to make it more powerful. Then we know that, okay, this client is ready to grow.
Okay.
And then we grow with the person. That's a very important thing to put out there. And that's a good thing for me. I think that a very good, strong thing I've learned. Aside that, I think the next stage is we go into brainstorming. Okay. Now we know what client needs. We go into brainstorming. We put together a plan and a budget. We share with them. Clients gets back. And then we move into execution. Now, execution is where it gets tricky. And I'm sure that's where you're interested.
Yeah.
Depending on which project, it's different. If we're having an event, there are only certain things that I can mention that goes into it, like vendor management. And when I'm talking vendor management, I'm talking if you're doing a conference, you need screens, you need someone to build the backdrops, you need someone who is going to bring the tables and the chairs, you need someone who is going to manage the ushers, and you also need to think through the whole experience. One thing that most marketing professionals forget is we are consumers ourselves.
Okay.
We tend to take this position of, okay, I'm the one putting it together. Forgetting the fact that we are also consumers ourselves. Whatever experience that we put together, we have the opportunity to treat it as we are also experiencing it. So we get the opportunity to switch your perspective, I would say, from, okay, if I'm a consumer and I come right now, what's the process for me? I need to sign in. Oh, okay, did I put a tablet there for people to sign in? How exactly are they going to sign in? Just so you don't miss anything.
Right.
Because then clients will get there and be like, okay, how am I signing in? And then, oh, I didn't think about it. You just need to switch your perspective. Fine, you're done with the setup, the beautiful, everything, everybody will come and take pictures. Fine, those ones are there. But put yourself through the process. So I'm doing a conference. I come checking. Okay, checking, everything is okay. Is there any other experience I want to add depending on the event? Okay, it's a presidential event. When they come, those people like to feel big. Okay, no problem. Let me put some bobo dancers out there.
Okay.
Make them feel good as they enter.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then you put that out there. Okay, what else can I add to make them feel good? Maybe some stanchions, some walkway. Make them feel
red
good.
carpet.
Red carpet, you understand? They come in, they feel good. What else would they do? They check in, they enter, they sit. Where will they sit?
Front rows.
Exactly. And would they sit on normal chairs like the other people?
No.
But then you don't want the abnormal people, I don't want to call them normal people, but then basically you don't want the people who came for the conference to feel like, okay, you're giving these people too much preferential treatment. So the chairs, you even need to be careful. You don't want to make this one to look so glamorous and you're like, oh, they've relegated us to the back.
Yeah.
You weigh it out and know what exactly you're choosing. And then, of course, how do you start the event?
Yeah.
Okay, which people are coming to the event? Are they more Muslims than Christians? Are they more Christians than Muslims? Because it determines who's going to say the prayer. If it's a Muslim, Muslim has to say the prayer. More Christians. Or you can choose to do both. Are chiefs coming to the event? Then you have to do a traditional prayer. You get it? So a lot of things that goes into it when you're able to put yourself into the person coming to experience. If you put yourself in that position, then you're able to experience everything out. And then you judge it by your running order. Then you tell, okay, your running order is missing prayer. It's missing A, B, C. It's missing this. It's missing that. And then right after acknowledging dignitaries and all that, then are you doing a panel discussion? If you're doing a panel discussion, it means on your stage, you need seating for them.
Yeah.
Comfortable seating, which should already be there before the event starts because you don't want people carrying things onto the stage.
Yeah.
So they have their panel discussion. Once they're done, is it an event where everybody finishes and leaves? No. If yes, fine, but then you can't watch them to leave like that. Maybe some small package, give it to them. If they are supposed to eat there, buffet needs to be ready by the time people come out. And then we make sure that, okay, this person is in charge of this person is in charge of that. We are ready, rock and roll. We go through the full process. That's how it looks like. If it's an event, it's a different ball game when it's, let's say, a PR, digital marketing, because then we've done we've done our meeting and everything. We've shared a plan. We have a day for shooting. Now, put yourself in the person or the people coming to shoot. They need A, B, C. Make sure that they have all those things. We shoot. Now, we edit. We send it to clients. Clients reviews whatever that needs to be done. We make the corrections. On the D-Day, we make the post. Okay, we're going to post. Who do we need? Do we need media stations? Do we need influencers? Who are the amplifiers? You note all those people down, have them on lock. Everybody is ready on the day of posting, just so you don't have people posting at 2 and people posting at 5, right? And you make it. That's how it looks like. But trust me, we've not even mentioned how the whole chaos starts. But then that's a cross for us to bear.
I can imagine.
I'll spare you that.
I can imagine.
I'll spare you that for today, yeah.
Interesting perspective you are bringing to this whole conversation, this whole career space.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll continue with the conversation. Stay tuned. You're welcome back from the break, and we have been speaking with Maurice Moses, brand strategist and creative marketer at Nilo Limited. Welcome back. Now let's delve into marketing activations. So there's this idea of marketing activation. What does it really take to bring a product or campaign to life with this term?
Okay, so marketing activations has become very relevant recently because of the need for people to move their products off the shelf, right? There is a very difficult conversation as to marketing efforts generating or leading into returns, right? Returns on investment, which is if you launch a product, people are actually now buying the product and all that. And like I mentioned earlier, there is already competition. So the problem becomes, how do you move your product off shelves and convince people to now buy into it so that anytime they get to the point of purchase, they prefer your brand over others, right? You need to kind of control the narrative over time. You need to get people to get used to buying the products. So you need marketing activations. Marketing activations take different forms. Some of them, people actually go to consumers, give them a sample of their products. We all experienced Indomie coming to our schools when we were kids. They would come to our schools, give us products. We also get some products who come and show us how to use them. I remember some of these sanitary pads will come to the school, show the girls how to use it. That's some of their marketing activation. There are some that will also go into the markets. You know how these fridge companies and stuff, they would either do storm the market, give out stuff. Some people will go with influencers.
Yeah.
Right. All these are efforts to kind of get people to buy. So for some, they will go with either a mechanic, like you buy 2 boxes, you get 1 box free. And all those happens in sometimes early stages of a product being launched. Or sometimes if they are coming with another campaign, they need to be relevant. We were all in here when Coca-Cola recently did the event with Black Hole. And I think you pay an amount, you get 2 bottles or something. You buy one, you get one, you share with someone. It was something like that. That's also in a way activating Coca-Cola again, because guess what? There were other competitors entering the market and they were kind of giving them a run for their money. So that was their way of making people know, hey, Coca-Cola is still there. And that's a strong statement, right? So marketing activations, very important these days. Brands are always either still trying to show their dominance in the market or launching a new product, and they need to be moving it off the shelf.
Great. So you've mentioned strategies, you've mentioned market, you've mentioned creative idea, creativity. Now, in your line of work, which one carries more weight? At the end of the day, who are you looking for? Like, you have the creative idea, but the audience or the market, might be thinking of something, cultural based, and then you're looking at the strategies that you have to implement at the end of the day. Among all these 3, which one carries more weight in your work?
Help me with listing them out. So we have the
strategy, your creativity, and then the market.
And then the market. Which one carries more weight?
Like in your line of work, maybe you're dealing with a product that you have to activate or you have to execute a marketing strategy for.
I would say the market. Just thinking of the consumers, right?
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, they are the ones who make the final decision, right? But you can give the best of strategies.
Okay.
And you can shoot the best of strategy and still miss. You can have the most creative idea and people will just sit and be like, yeah, right? Because there is another popular thing happening.
Yeah.
There are other beautiful campaigns that have happened, but guess what? They die under the influence of another brand who is able to pay for a popular person in the country, and everybody has just gravitates towards that person, and that marketing initiative kind of goes. We've seen beautiful campaigns in the country. We've seen beautiful adverts with all the creativity in there and stuff. But then sometimes when you put it against, let's say you put this one big artist on and video. So yeah, I would say the market, because they determine if you see them gravitating towards a particular thing in an instance, depending on what they are feeling or what the conversations are, if it's relevant for your product, that's the perfect time to go. So the timing and then how people are feeling in the country at a particular time really matters. Just imagine when Ghana was doing its independence. Everything you attach to it, if only you're able to attach your brand, your product, or whatever you want to launch to it, then you're already getting the hype, right? Yeah. You would see, even for TikTokers, there are some TikTokers who saw spikes in their content just by adding or creating something about Ghana Independence Day, right? You would see a spike, mainly because at that particular time, not only Ghana, we actually had the whole world looking at Ghana and how exactly we were creating a hype about our Independence Day and all that. So the timing and the market, very important. It influences what strategies to use. Fine, maybe you actually need marketing activation, but then looking at the time people are in, if people are in kind of a celebratory mode, it influences how exactly you're going to go about your marketing activity. Because if you go about it the boring way, people are ready to jam. Let's say it's Easter, people are thinking of going outside Accra and all that, and you're thinking of doing something here. Guess what? Everyone is moving to Kwewu. That's where to meet them. So if you're doing activation here, you're missing out. So your strategies and everything, it's influenced by the market, the people who are actually going to purchases. I would go for that one.
Market first. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's get into school. For someone who wants to be a marketer like yourself, what are some of the institutions you would recommend? What do they need to study? What's the course like? Maybe tell us about it.
I'm scared about the institution. I'd always go for my school.
Okay.
University of Media Arts and Communication. I would always go for that. And then basically you see there is always a problem with people entering a particular field and where to start. That's always the question. Where do I start? Where do I start? You can start from anywhere as long as you see yourself gravitating towards that field. But then guess what? You see, there are hard skills, there are soft skills. There are some people who say, oh, I find myself very creative. I think I'm good at talking in public. I think I'm good at ABC. That particular thing, get yourself trained on it. That's one thing I would always say. For me, I noticed I was good, like I was creative, right? Even way back GHS, we were using PowerPoint, the old version, and some other want to design birthday cards and give it to our friends, those who had in the school, we design some for them and we'll be selling. My fingers jittering, please. I don't want to give too much detail. But then, yeah, we were doing that. So when I came to school, when I came to the tertiary, I wanted to show off, hey, I'm creative. But then guess what? All those apps I was using way back then were a cake. Adobe was what was on, Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe Photoshop and all that. So I was like, okay, I don't know where to start. I want to be a marketer. I want to also do a bit of media. I don't know where to start. I got the opportunity to meet someone who was ready to teach me Photoshop. I had someone in my hostel who was also willing to teach me. So I started from there. I learned it. Guess what? 2 years later, that skill became relevant. It was needed at TV3. I got the opportunity to go there, work, and you see, people were looking for opportunity. They were looking for internships over there. I was called because they needed a videographer. They needed someone to edit their video. There was a new documentary. I think I've forgotten the guy's name. Was the one working on those documentaries. They needed someone who would be quickly editing them, and then they would be airing. That's how I came. When I came in, I could also do Photoshop. So guess what? They put me in the newsroom. I was now helping them with some of the flyers that goes on the big screens and all that. So I just zoomed in, and guess what? That same skill landed me at Nilo. I worked only 1 month at TV3, and then I got a call at Nilo. I ended my work there, and then I joined Nilo, and I've been here for 4 years. So basically, you don't wait to start somewhere. You understand? Find within yourself what exactly is needed. These days, you don't even need to start in a school. Like you don't need to pay the big money to go into the big schools. There are Google courses you can take. Look within yourself. Yeah, I'm good at speaking. There are public speaking courses. There are things you can start learning small before you get there. So, yes, you start small. Basically, if you finish school and you're looking for which school to join, you can start with those courses while you're sitting at home. And then, of course, get someone to show you the schools that offer these communication courses. There is the UPSA, there is the Unimark, even UG. Also has its courses. You just need to know which is based on the one that you think you want to go for. Yeah. But again, I've also met people in the field who are practicing and they've not graduated as marketing professionals. They did either science or business. And trust me, you can call those people experts. They know a lot because they've been doing it for a long time, right? It's actually the practice that makes you an expert. But then once you add school to it, you're able to see it on a whole different level. Trust me, a different person will sit in this chair and give you you would give the person these same questions and answer it in a totally different way. Might even answer without necessarily adding the understanding of how the marketing ties to it, and just go straight to setup. Getting influencers or working with media stations, because that's what practice does to you. You get so focused on this is the work. You treat it as work. Now, when you add school, you get to get the understanding. You get the foundation. You understand what you're doing, not just by being on the ground, but also from the framework point of view, the overarching point of someone sitting down and now getting the research to say, okay, these are the sets of efforts and this is how it should be practiced. That one is also important. So yeah, get to start as small as you can and get all the mentoring you can get, or the coaching you can get to know which school to enter into. But then very important thing, if there is something in you that you know is what is making you want to go for this particular
Yeah.
profession. Learn to hone that skill. If it's creativity, if it's public speaking, hone it, because 2-3 years to come after school, it's that skill that someone will look at and say, hey, come work for me. Other than that, you find yourself now applying to places and going to prove yourself over there. That's the difference. You choose which you want to go for.
Interesting. Let's look at networking in your space. Young professional, I'm coming up. I don't know who to go to, or I'm working with Neo, but networking plays a major role in terms of getting the gig, if I should put it that way.
Yeah.
How important is it?
Very important. I would say my whole career started in marketing, because at first I was doing photography, videography, and I loved it, right? And I totally forgot, hey, you came to school to learn marketing. I
Okay.
loved it. I was chasing. I think the money too was good. So,
Yeah.
but then I had to find my way back, and it meant finding someone to mentor me, right? It started one after I spoke to my cousin and met my mentor, right? Now that's how I got to meet my mentor. I already had a cousin who was in marketing, recommended me to someone. However, before that, I was already attending programs. I had a
Okay.
very good friend, Samuel. I'm sure you know him, Samuel Odame, who was already going to programs, right? And he had the opportunity to meet big people. So he'd say, hey, Morris, I'm going here. Do you want to tag along? I'm like, hell yeah. And that time I was already shooting videos. So anytime I'd go, I'd shoot their videos, edit it for them. So it's, hey, Morris, tag along. I got the opportunity to meet Kafui Day. I got the opportunity to meet big people, the vice president, to different. I got to meet presidents and all that through those. And every time I got to meet these people, it was always a new experience. They were always sharing these nuggets that I think young professionals need. You need those nuggets, because guess what? Even though you might not be able to act on every single nugget you get, it inspires something in you. It gets you wanting to do something, like body they prepare you. You get me? Like you just need to do something. You see what others are doing. You see how people started. And I know, of course, some people know how to glorify their stories and all that. I'm just not able to do mine. But then it gets you to want to move. I got frustrated and called my cousin one evening. And I was surprised that since I entered school, I never reached out to her, because I knew she was already in the field, right?
Yeah.
She could have started mentoring me right when I got to level 100.
Okay.
But then I had to see what people are doing and all that to now ask myself, okay, what can I do? And then it dawned on me, hey, I can actually talk to my sister to connect me here and there. So you need to be putting yourself in the right places where you can be molded. Molded in terms of your thinking scope, right? You move differently when you meet these people and they show you how they got to where they got to. Even if it might not be the truth, it kind of moves you in the right direction, right? And like I said earlier in our conversation, there are people who have already made the mistakes. Why do you need to find out and learn on your own if someone has already made the mistakes, can tell you, hey, don't do this, don't do that? Today, there are career decisions that would have resulted in a mistake for me, but then I got my mentor to say, hey, calm down. In fact, you're too young to be chasing these ambitious dreams. And for me, I know for a fact that he didn't, even though I envy where he is, he didn't get to start doing all what I'm doing at my age. He might have started it like a way earlier age. So he sees me and he would always say, hey, calm down. And for someone like me who's very ambitious, I think I need that, right? I'm able to calm myself down and not look at it, because trust me, we're living in a dispensation where what the youth are doing can really get you on your toes. The only problem is the fact that they don't tell you how they got there. So then it becomes a matter of you're just jittery to find yourself doing something, but you don't know how to get there. When you put yourselves in the environments where people are showing you this is the roadmap, this is the template, it helps you to know which are the right steps to take, or what are the right places to find yourself. And then, it gets you moving in the right direction at least.
Great. Networking, is it?
It's a must do.
Blueprint.
Find yourself in the right places. If you know someone who knows someone, contact that person. You might not know everybody. Fine. You want, what's his name? A big person to mentor you. The despites and the RNAQs to mentor you. Won't get them, but you know someone who knows someone who knows someone. It starts from that someone you know who leads to someone you don't know. And by the time you realize, like someone like me, I started with, I've shown you my trajectory, but then today you see me presenting plans at the Guinness Ghana offices and these places. it started somewhere through someone I know, my cousin, who led me to my mentor, and then got me to the job I'm working now, my boss, and then I'm sitting in the big offices presenting plans. Sometimes they look at you like, hey, this is a young face. Is he going to be able to do the work? But then you open your mouth and you're like, okay, I want to listen to this person.
Yeah, interested.
Yeah.
Is your career a financially rewarding one? Let me put it that way. I don't know if I've made it in the career space, but for someone starting out, how do they have to, maneuver their way financially in the space?
So basically, I wouldn't say money is not the most important thing, but then it's important for you to have grasp of what you want to do first, right? Because this is the thing. Talent doesn't hide, and talent sells itself, right? Even if you're in a space where you have the talent and you're actually delivering, nobody will be able to dim that light. If the space is not giving you all the financial rewards that comes with it, another person will see it and say, hey, I want you to come work for me for this amount. And that becomes the eye opener. It's always nice to see it when people say, hey, so I could actually be earning this much for this thing that I'm doing. And it all starts with actually honing the skill and doing it the best way you know you can, and in industry standards, basically. Then the money will roll in. But then marketing is very rewarding. It's financially rewarding. For those who want to enter the field, it's very rewarding. It depends on where you choose to end up and work.
Okay.
Yeah, because guess what? Even in our space, agencies charge differently.
Okay.
There is an agency that you will go for, and then you will not spend as much as the other. So even for brands, they choose which agencies to go with for which execution. Now, if you're doing high stakes, right, you would want to give it to someone that you know is going to get everything okay for you. Like, you don't have to come and worry about ABC. There are some too that you go spend less, and at the end of the day, you'll be there directing traffic. Please sign up. Hey, come and get this man water. Hey, come and do. But then there are people you work with, you will just sit back, relax, and then it all boils down to the money, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. You see the way I was able to speak through putting yourself in a position where you start from entry and all that. Someone might come, just put the setup there, and then it takes another person to manage the whole thing. So you need to know what you're going in for. If your agency, if you want to end up working with the best of the best, we know the best agencies right now, you need to hone your talent very well. And then maybe start somewhere calmer, you hone your skills over there. And then when the time is right, one, you will feel it. Two, you will see the people chasing you for that. So that's all that I'll lay on the table. But then, it's financially rewarded.
We've talked about honing your talent, creativity. How does one build credibility in your space?
Okay. So one interesting thing about our space is everybody knows everybody. Mainly because of the chain, right? You see, sometimes you enter a boardroom and one of the people you're working in there knows the marketing manager because they either started from an agency or they started in school. So everybody knows everybody, right? Now it becomes it creates this space where whatever you're doing in your small corner, because you work with this client has either mentioned your name to that client and that other person, your name is actually traveling without you necessarily knowing. Because you're working with brands. Today you work with brand A, tomorrow you're working with brand B. And once brand A and brand B get to experience you and they all attest to the fact that, hey, this guy is actually as good as he's being sold, your name starts going out there. There is something I know I've been able to build over a period of time, which is the fact that clients like to see me on a project. And it's something I take pride in because it's something I've built over time. I had to build it because, of course, I came in as the young star, right? So I had everything to prove. And it's just good to know that clients are happy seeing your face leading a particular project, right? Now, this goes a long way to help you the next time you want to enter another office, you want to enter another company, because the name is traveling for you. So your work speaks for itself. That's how you build the credibility, first of all. Because guess what? A lot of people are doing talk online. So once you're able to put the groundwork to the people that actually matter, because guess what? The brands and the big agencies, those are the places you're trying to enter. And if they know themselves and they are actually able to attest to the fact that you're good at what you say you do, then you're there. You have the credibility. However, it's also there is also you opening yourself up to the world and not just the people you find in your space. And that's where social media is very important.
Yeah.
You need to find a way of putting everything you're doing together, putting it online. That's something I had to start later. It's not too late for me. I had to start later and learn how to go about it properly, because you can get so swamped and
In
so
the work.
fixated in the work
Yeah.
that you forget sometimes, hey, I was supposed to post A, B, and C. And because of posting current things, you can't post something that happened all the way, unless maybe you find a nice way to go about it. But it's always best to write in the moment you're able to post it. Put what you're doing, put it together. Your contributions, find a nice way to add it to your captions, put it there. We call it receipts.
Oh.
You're keeping receipts, right?
Okay.
Just in case you have the opportunity, right? The world is looking at you. You're not only doing this for your small corner. And trust me, some spaces can look big. Or you want to enter this space, you want to enter that space. You enter that space and it becomes small for you as well. You grow into that space and need to burst out for the world to see you. So you put all those receipts in quotes
carrying your
down
audience along your journey.
Yeah. Maybe not. You might not want everybody to be in your business. That's the excuse people use. I don't want everybody to be in all my business, but still, find a nice way to put it out there, because probably the world deserves to see more of you than just that small corner that you want to confine yourself to.
Great. Now, looking back at your journey, what you've been through to get to where you are, and speaking to someone, a young professional in the marketing space, what would you tell them to do a bit differently from what you've done? I mean, there are some lessons that you could share.
It's
just
one major one, and I think I learned just recently, so I'll just put that one out there.
Okay.
You need to be humble, right? But then you need to find your voice when it's necessary.
So there's a balance.
It's not even, let me explain. So basically, the humility helps you with your work. I mean, there is one thing that I entered my space with, which is I wanted to add more to my plate. I wanted to learn A, B, C. I kept adding things to my plate.
Yeah.
Thinking that, okay, I can do this, and I can do that. And then I ended up packing a whole lot on my shoulder, and then I was crashing, and because I had added those weights to myself, learn to take things one step at a time. And that's why I was saying my mentor was always telling me, hey, calm down. Because I had a lot to prove. There's so much that I wanted to do. I was doing AV. You remember me from school?
Yeah.
Even from Corona, when everybody was quiet, I went to learn videography, and I was working for this person. I was saying, hey, this boy, he's always acting serious. There are people like that. I was one of those people always buying pressure.
Don't take life too serious, they say.
Exactly. Yeah. I was always doing learn to take things one thing at a time, because what happened to me was, because I was trying to do many things at the same time, I couldn't focus.
Okay.
I was able to clearly work when I noticed, and I'm glad to have a boss who was really good, played an instrumental role in my training. She would always give me things one at a time.
Yeah.
Because she would always tell you, hey, I want you to zoom in. And then when I feel like you're comfortable enough to handle all that pressure, I'll let you know. So she would always give me one task at a time. And then I would always go asking her, let's do this, let's do that. You know me.
Yeah.
So yes, the humility is there, but then find a way to say no when it's getting too much, because clients will always be putting things on your plate. And if you are not confident enough to say, okay, this is not something that, or you want someone else to help, or you find a voice to shout, you will always be putting a bad foot out there, because it affects your credibility. All in the name of you want to prove something. So know yourself, know what you're capable of before you try to. For me, it worked because I put myself under the pressure, and because I already found myself under the pressure, I had a lot to prove, and I was able to deliver certain things. But then it could have played out differently. I could have gone to ask a lot of things, trying to prove something, messed it up, and then I wouldn't have had the credibility that I have today. So that's one important lesson that I'm carrying forward. If there is something I'm doing, okay, we can do A, B, C. We cannot do A, B, or we can do A, B, C, but if we go about it this way, it's not going to work. Just be honest enough and tell, because I was always scared of saying no, this won't work.
Yeah.
I was always like, you want us to do ABC? Okay, sure. You want us to do ABC? Yes, Amasa. But then it comes with finding your voice to know when to also interject. And that's helped me, because now I was able to quickly adapt into the framework that Nilo works with, the Dare company, because this is a company that is able to say, okay, we believe that based on the brief that you've shared with us, going about it this way will rather help. If you're not willing to go with us, we're not willing to sync with you, right? Because this is what we are proposing. If you're able to have that discourse with us, then we know you're someone we can grow with. If we can't grow with you,
we leave
you
you
don't
behind.
you don't fit. You don't
That's
fit
right.
the framework. Yeah.
Interesting perspectives you are bringing to
you.
this topic. Actually, now we are close to, we are wrapping up. So 3 words to tell someone or to describe success in this space.
Okay. I know using growth as first is, but then I would say growth because you kind of ask yourself, at what point do you know that you are in the right place?
Yeah.
Right. You're in the right place when you still have the structures to grow. Not that you feel like there are people, of course, these people sometimes get it wrong. They feel like, okay, this office, I've achieved everything I have to achieve. Sometimes you might get it wrong. But then sometimes you will see that, okay, I'm in an office that has set the parameters for me to grow.
Good.
There is something to grow into. Then you know, okay, I'm in the right space. And you can always, there is more to achieve. At least it's success.
Second?
The second thing I would say, I don't know if there's a word, but I'm being teachable, right? Because I met a lot of people in school who felt like they know everything. But then sometimes you just need to pocket what you know in your pocket and listen.
Okay.
Because the nuggets that people have, people, like I said, people have already laid the template, people have made the mistakes. So be teachable. You might be very good at what you do, nobody's doubting you. But listen first. Because in the listening, you get to know, okay, where to add in your expertise.
Yeah.
And then
last one,
ambitious. This world is for the most ambitious people. If you want to those people are doing the simple things, but in a different way, right? If you want to be in your comfort zone and just do the normal, then you will be missing out. You need to be ambitious to actually go for the big leagues, go after the things that you want to chase. So I think these are the 3 things.
Thank you. So growth, being teachable, and being ambitious is what it takes to succeed in the market and career space. This has been the Career Guidance and Counseling Show. My name is Esther Yaira Mensah. See you in our next episode.